Greetings, my brothers and sisters, sending gratitude to all of you who are joining in today to accompany us down the rabbit hole of self-exploration through plant medicines. My name is Ryan Sprague, and I'm here to tell you that your frequency is now set and tuned to explore psychedelic medicines and the impact they've made among the countless psychonauts exploring the last true frontier. Buy a ticket and take the ride with me as we get true first-hand accounts of the experiences, benefits, risks, and transformations taking place within the ever-expanding world of psychedelic medicines on This One Time on Psychedelics. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my first Solocast ever on the This One Time on Psychedelics podcast. So you might be wondering, why am I doing a Solocast and why have I never done one before? Well, the reason I've never done one before is because if you guys haven't noticed, I love chatting with people. And so I've always liked having interview style more and dialogue with other individuals. But today I'm doing my first Solocast because I want to make a very special announcement about our new offer, the Conscious Cannabis Collective. And I wanted to do this episode to go over some of the questions that we've been getting and also create some clarity around who it's for, what you can expect, etc., etc., etc. So you guys know that for a long time now, we've been doing Connect with Cannabis and Grow with Cannabis. Connect with Cannabis was designed to help you master your own relationship to the plant, unlock the psychedelic powers of it, break dependency, etc., and also be able to certify you in being an educator and a coach to go teach other people how to do the same thing. The Grow course, on the other hand, has been our answer for people that are hitting me up saying, where can I find cannabis like yours? I'm spending so much money on cannabis. And so that's our course to allow you to learn how to cultivate your own high quality organic medicine, save 70% on your monthly cannabis expenses, and be able to learn how to fish rather than me just try to give you a fish. And so those are the two things we've had, and they've been working absolutely amazing. We've had 13 groups go through Connect with Cannabis, about 45 or 50 people now since December go through the Grow program. And it's awesome. And things are really lighting up now that it's outdoor season here, at least in the like North America and the northern part of the world, if you will. Australia is where we sold a lot of those courses in December because they were in their summer season. And so that's been fantastic. And, you know, for me, I'm always looking to see how I can make things the best they possibly can be, right? Like, I don't pretend to have all the answers. My goal is to support my clients in what they believe is valuable to them and also be able to teach from what I've learned, but at the same time, be able to kind of blend those things together. And so over the past 3 years of doing Connect with Cannabis and now about 6 months doing Grow, I've always asked my clients, like, what value did you get from this? What do you think is missing? How can we make it better? And one of the challenges I've had throughout my life, and those that you know me personally understand this, you probably heard my friends over in Lifted talk about the all gas, no brakes affirmation that I used for a while. I like to go very fast into things. And sometimes, although that can be a great button, it forces me to, or I force me to make decisions that are not exactly thought through. And so when I looked at my human design, Rachel, my partner, for those that don't know her, you know, she was talking about how for me, I have no inner authority. And so for me, I actually require waiting an entire lunar cycle, 30 days, to be able to know if a decision is really right for me, if it's like a nice to have or like, no, this is a real thing. And so I took that advice very deeply this past 6 months. And I started asking and seeing trends and waiting to take action. And something that came up over and over again, I mean, many things came up. But the number one thing was something that I had been riffing on for a while. And we're going to get into this a little bit later. I might get into it now. Who knows? I'm free flowing here for you guys. But one of the things I've noticed is that, yes, the vehicle in which we are learning is conscious cannabis. But cannabis is not the actual thing that we're really doing there, right? Like, we're learning how to connect with cannabis, cultivate it ourselves, etc. But for what? Are we just doing it to do it? Absolutely not. We're doing it to discover who and what we truly are beyond just our 3D identity. And we're also following the cues from our soul in who we're being called to become, right? So this is what I talk about often when I say this is really a self-awareness program. And the vehicle we're connecting with to increase self-awareness is conscious cannabis, right? But you guys have probably heard me talk often about how cannabis is not the moon or sun, nor does it want to be. It wants to be the finger the ally, the friend, that can point us back to our own moon or sun, aka our true nature as divine beings having a human experience when we become disoriented, distracted, too busy, quote unquote, in our day-to-day lives. And so that's what we're really doing. And so as I was speaking to all of our past students about, what they think could really, create a even better program, they were all saying we want more time to really just be in the community, right? We want more people around us that are like-minded. We want community. And guys, I think that the last 3 years, if it showed us one thing, it was how lonely we are as a society. But here's the thing. We're told that loneliness is the problem. It's not the problem. It's the result of the actual problem, which is an inability for most people to feel connected first to themselves, and then as within, so without, right, to the world around them, those in the world, and their mission, right, in the world at large. And so what ends up happening is, although we may have thousands of friends online, we're lonelier than ever because we're not actually getting human connection. We're lacking in human connection. And we're connection machines as human beings, right? That's how we really understand ourselves, is through relational ships, right? AKA relationships to other people. And I found that a lot of the people that I bring into my network, they do feel a little out of place in the world, right? Guys, for anyone who's listening to this show, for anyone who's into conscious cannabis, human design, astrology, spirituality, any of these things, yes, these things are getting more popular. But they're still not the norm, put it that way, right? And so it can be very easy, especially as we begin getting into this stuff, for us to look around and go, wow, actually, none of the people I used to hang out with, I want to hang out with anymore. I don't resonate with anyone. My family might think I'm crazy, any of these kind of things. And so it can create this sense of loneliness stemming from an inability to feel connected to people that are truly right for us, people, places, and things that are in alignment with who we are and also who we're being called to become. And so within that, there were many little things as well, right? Our students that were getting certified wanted more ample opportunities to connect and be able to practice their skills. We wanted to be able to bring other people into our network. We wanted to do more calls. I wanted to add more information and more ceremonies and all these things. But in the container that we had, right, which is a 3-month container, it was already stacked. We have 700 pages of science material alone just in Connect with Cannabis, right? So I didn't want to add anything else to that and make it overwhelming. And so I started taking all of this in, and I also started joining some masterminds this year myself, been in them for years as well, other ones. And so, I really came up with this idea to create the Conscious Cannabis Collective, which now what we're doing, guys, right? And I'm so excited about this, is, we are creating a framework where it's a year-long mentorship, right? You get access to Connect with Cannabis, which is, like I said before, how to master your own relationship to the plant, unlock the psychedelic powers of it, and be able to truly allow it to be a spiritual aid and ally to increase self-awareness in your lives. The same way that cannabis has been used in occult practices and with indigenous cultures for over 10,000 years. And if you guys want to fact check this, or you just are really excited about this, you can dive into a book called Liber 420, Cannabis, Magical Herbs, and the Occult. It's from a cannabis historian named Chris Bennett. The guy is amazing. It's a 750-page book. And the idea is that only in the last 80 years or so has cannabis been bastardized and been looked at as a stupid plant that rots your brain and yada, yada, yada. I know you guys are probably already aware of this if you're listening to this show. So, that's what we're really doing, right? Is giving cannabis the ability to go back to what it really was meant to do here, right? Which is to be, in a lot of ways, a coach, a teacher, a guide, an ally, etc., to allow our lives to flourish and benefit as a result of connecting with it consciously and intentionally. So that's what Connect with Cannabis is. Now we're splitting that up from the certification, and we have Coach with Cannabis, which is designed to be a 3-month container in which you are getting to practice. You're learning all the ins and outs from medical intake forms, psycholytic versus psychedelic dosing, being trauma informed, how to help your clients integrate the entire thing. And so that's going to be having practice sessions and all these cool things. And then we have the Grow course, right? And they all go together like 3 legs of a tripod. Because if you truly want to be able to deepen your relationship to the plant, well, being able to cultivate it yourself and put your own energy and love into it is the final nail in that coffin, so to speak, right? To be able to really master your relationship. So we found that, people that wanted one thing, wanted the other. We wanted to add more stuff in, but we didn't want to make it overwhelming. So what do? Well, we created now this year-long container where you get access to all of that. But here's the best part. You get a year of mentorship alongside it. So what this looks like is every single week, We have 7 calls in the calendar, same times, same bat time, same bat channel, as Batman would say, right? So at the end of the day, every single week you have ample opportunities to connect with me, with Alex, my business partner, with other people in our network, with the community at large. And we're going to be doing in-person experiences that only people in the collective are going to be invited to, not because we're keeping people out, just because we can only have so many people at these get-togethers. We're going to be doing a lot of very special stuff in there, and I'm going to go over a lot of what we're going to be getting into in there. So there's going to be 3 calls every week that are the typical call we do in Connect with Cannabis. And for those that have taken it, those calls. They're awesome ceremony integration work, taking what you've gained in the ceremony on your own and being able to talk it out loud with me, with the group, and be able to create clear action steps on what awareness you gained and how you plan to implement that into your life and what a win looks like for that. So that way, the next time you hop on a call, I can check in with you and make sure that you're being held accountable and you're taking ownership. Right. And if something came up, we can talk about that and figure out, hey, where did the wheels fall off? Right. Like, you said you were going to buy this paint kit and start painting. You didn't do it. What happened? Oh, my schedule was too busy. That could be a sign, for instance, that there's an ego trap going on. The ego is very cunning, right? So it'll do things like keep you too busy to do the things that will really help you. So I'm there to support you in making sure that whatever and whoever you're looking to become is what is able to be done so long as you're doing the work, right? I can't do the work for you, but I can definitely help hold you accountable, and the group can do the same thing, right? So we have 3 of those calls every week. And you can show up to all of them if you want. You can just come hang with all of us at every single one, because there'll be different people hopping on at different calls, I imagine, depending on what country you're in, things like that. Hey, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the show. I wanted to take a quick moment to let you all know that the doors are officially open for the Conscious Cannabis Collective. And as such, this is the last week you can sign up and receive all of the bonuses we're currently including. This is the last time I will be personally onboarding those of you who sign up with a complimentary one-on-one session, and you'll have the ability to get the Grow with Cannabis course for free during this limited time. For more info on how you can take advantage of this offer, head down to the show notes for this episode and secure your spot today, as we only have so many spots left and they are filling up quickly. Now back to the show. Then we're going to have a grow Q&A, right? You want to hop on and ask me anything about growing. You can do that. There's going to be an ample opportunity to start learning morning and nighttime ritual practices with Alex, right? He's going to be hosting 1 day per week these practices where you can wake up with Alex. He can teach you breath work, somatic release, meditating, yoga, etc. Really sharpening the sword, right? Because again, although in Connect with Cannabis, we go over beautiful modalities to do with cannabis, we also recommend that you create ritual practices out of these modalities without cannabis as well. And these really help a lot. Like morning and nighttime ritual practices are great to, in the morning, let's say, for instance, ground into safety. And for a lot of people, especially after the last 3 years, they're lacking in safety. And so they're looking to open up, say, freedom in their life, right? And this is like looking at like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. They're looking to open up freedom, having a side hustle, being able to be an entrepreneur, all these things, but they don't feel safe enough to do it. And so in the morning and when you rise, this is a great time to ground into safety. Also before you go to bed, great time to ground into safety. So this is what Alex is going to be helping us do, right? Is get into the habit of doing these things for ourselves as acts of self-love every single morning, right? Because again, this is a transformational self-awareness program. Like I said before, cannabis might be the vehicle that we're connecting with, but that's just one part of the entire reason we're doing this, right? And so I want you guys to be very aware. Yes, it's about cannabis, but it's actually not about cannabis at all as well. We live in the age of information. So if you guys were just looking to learn the endocannabinoid system and how to connect with cannabis ceremonially, you could learn that anywhere, right? So why would you come to something like this if it was merely for information? Well, it's because when you're following the cues from your soul and heart, which anyone who joins this program, that's one of the first questions we ask when we get on discovery calls is, how does your heart feel about this? Does this feel like a fuck yes in your heart? Because if not, again, it doesn't mean that it's not right for you, but we're looking for people in this group that are a fuck yes, that are committed, right? That's the most important thing to us, because when you're in a group, when you're one omniscient unit all going through a shared experience, it helps a lot when people are helping each other out and hopping into the community and getting on the calls and doing the work. Like, it's so much more fun for me as a coach, for Alex, and for the other people in the group when we can celebrate wins together. And we can also celebrate challenges together, right? Because we're showing up, being vulnerable, etc. And so I'm really excited about that. And so you're going to have that opportunity to hop on with Alex as well. We're also going to be having live ceremonies every month. For any of you that have showed up to Christopher August and I's Breathe with Cannabis workshop, it's a 2-hour, absolutely epic journey that every single month you will have free access to. We're going to do one every single month, right? So people in the collective, they get that completely complimentary. It's going to give you an opportunity to not only have a transformational experience, but it's also for those of you that are looking to be certified, looking to go out and do this work, it's going to show you specifically how I facilitate ceremonies in living color. So, and again, you can ask me any questions about this. We're going to have some office hours, things like that. We also have a beautiful Slack community that goes alongside it. So if for some reason you had to miss a call, but you have a question, there's a place to ask it and I can get back to you in there as well. Our thing is that once you're in this, we will never let you fail so long as you do the work. Let me repeat that. We will never let you fail so long as you do the work, right? That's why it's so important. And we qualify people so hard to make sure you're committed because, we haven't had this problem before, but I've seen this in some other masterminds. People purchasing a course or a mastermind or something, not showing up to any of the calls after being told, hey, we won't do the work for you, and then expecting to have gotten results. That is exactly what we are disqualifying. Right, on a call. We're making sure you have space in your life. We're making sure that you're ready to commit. And again, like I said before, it's because that's how I get the most fulfillment from this, right? Like in my hierarchy of needs, that's how I get meaning and purpose, feeling seen and heard, being able to, tap into my mission. It's from helping people. And I can only help those that want to be helped. And so if you're diving into this, it's because you are committed to a transformation. You know how short your time on planet Earth is, and you are ready to make the absolute most of it. That is why you would join something like this. It's not because you want to just hang out and get high. Like, that's not what we're doing. For anyone who has been in Connect with Cannabis before, you understand, like, what we're doing is much deeper. And at the end of the day, every microcosm is an example of macrocosm, right? So a lot of what we're doing is starting to bring awareness to our patterns with cannabis, right? For many of us, we come into this program or these programs being dependent. For a lot of other people, they come into the group and they are either, afraid to connect with cannabis anymore, because maybe they had a bad experience in the past or whatever it may be. And we start evaluating where else in your life are you running these same patterns, right? What can cannabis teach you as a microcosm about everything in your life as the general macrocosm? And so that's a lot of what you can expect in there. We're going to be having as well people like my buddy Jason Picard come in and teach wealth dynamics. This guy is absolutely incredible. A really dear friend of mine. He's been a longtime student of Paul Chek. That's how I met him. He used to be a hedge fund manager, got into holistic health 12 years ago. He trained with White Eagle Medicine Woman, some of the most amazing people. And he's just the most amazing soul. And his whole thing is teaching people to embody the frequency of wealth, because wealth is not just in finance, right? Like feeling wealthy and feeling abundant is far more than just money. Yet at the same time, if you can tune into that, you will bring everything that is in resonance with that frequency, including money. So he's going to be coming in there and blowing your guys' minds with that. I've been talking closely with my buddy, Dr. Jason Ganzuk, who you guys have definitely heard on this show before. The guy is an absolute whiz. I'm going through a remineralization protocol right now with him. So he's going to be coming in and just doing some workshops for us and teaching us stuff and continuing to allow us to sharpen the sword that is total human body optimization. And then we're going to be having many other guest presenters come in as well. Individuals that are in my network that I think you would benefit from. We're going to have these opportunities, like I said, once you graduate Connect with Cannabis, to open up and start practicing on other students and coach with cannabis with me as a mediator there, or Alex as a mediator. And so there's just so many opportunities. We've been chatting about all different sorts of stuff, right? And right now, the best part of this is we are opening up the waitlist to this. When you're hearing this, the waitlist is now live. And during the waitlist, you're going to get the opportunity to lock in a year at such a ridiculous price that you're going to think there's some gimmick or some catch. There is none of it, right? Our goal, and the reason we're doing this, guys, is to get 1 million people connecting with cannabis consciously. Why? It's not because we randomly want people everywhere connecting with cannabis consciously and that's it. It's because of what that represents in the macrocosm. If someone is connecting with cannabis consciously, it's because they're conscious in every aspect of their lives. And they're aware of why that matters. They're aware of why they're choosing to connect with cannabis. They're aware of why they choose not to certain times. And they're also teaching their clients all of this stuff, right? So at the end of the day, by teaching 1 million people that, right? By being able to teach you guys and you guys go teach people and they teach people, etc. My goal is out of the many rivers that can lead to the same sea to affect the world of cannabis in a way where cannabis consumers and cannabis lovers can start tapping into this and raising the frequency of planet Earth. That is my goal. That is the reason we're doing this. We are doing this so we can equip people with the skill sets to go out and be entrepreneurs, be going to train people at dispensaries, teaching people how to grow, teaching people how to work with the earth so they can grow their own food, which is another great thing you learn and grow with cannabis, and just teaching people how to truly become and remember who and what they truly are as infinite beings rather than finite beings. Personally, that's one of the things I think is actually one of the biggest epidemics going on right now is people really have no idea why they're here, why they chose to be here, who they are, what their mission is, where they're going, any of this stuff. And at the end of the day, things like cannabis, things like meditating, breath work, all the things you guys are going to be learning in this, these things can create the necessary space in our lives to actually center in and ask ourselves like, yeah, who am I? What am I? Where do I come from? Where am I going? And what is my purpose? These are the things that in a world of busyness, we've been taught that if we're not moving around constantly, we're not being successful, we're not being fulfilled, any of these things. And again, everyone gets to choose their own adventure. I'm not here to tell anyone what is right or wrong or how they should be living. My intention is to spawn curiosity and have the opportunity for people to actually ask themselves these things and come to their own answers of what their mission is, who they are, what they are doing, right? Where they come from, all these things. Because I don't think there's one objective answer to this. Right now, you can get the waitlist. You can get this price that's never going to be seen again. You guys are literally going to think I'm crazy for it. You can also get a free 30-minute call with me where we can go over a roadmap. You can ask me any questions you want, etc. And you're also going to get the brand new copy of the printed Conscious Cannabis Guide that we're going to send you as a PDF. I just went through and added a bunch of stuff to this. It is absolutely epic, guys. You're going to love it. So you get all of that for signing up to the waitlist. And all you need to do to sign up to the waitlist is go to highlyoptimized.me, put in your name, your Instagram handle, your email, boom, I'll reach out to you. We'll get a call on the calendar and we'll get you all set up and ready to go. It's absolutely epic, guys. You're going to fucking love it. We have the most fun homework on the internet, bar none. And so I am super excited about that. I know we already went over this a little bit, but let's talk about who this is for, right? Just to really double this down, because I love you guys. I know that this is going to be like obvious to you, but I really want to state it because I want to call you forward, right? Rather than calling you out. This program and this mastermind is for people that really want a full-on transformation this year. They want to be supported. They understand that time is the most finite resource, and they understand that they have goals and things that, yes, they could definitely attain on their own, yet it will take them longer. And they are looking to get farther, faster, so they can have a higher quality of life quicker, because time is the most finite resource and they're not going to be here forever, right? None of us are. We are infinite, but in this illusion of separation, in this meat suit, we're not infinite, right? We're finite. And so at the end of the day, it's for people that are committed to this process, that are excited to show up, that are excited to be a part of a community, offer their help, right? Be able to meet new people, be able to open up new possibilities in their life. That is who this is for. Again, like I said before, it's not for people that are looking to just show up and get high, not show up to the calls, not do the work, and then expect results. You're not going to get results that way, I can promise you. And if that's how you're feeling right now, just dive into the free material. Do that for now until you feel ready. Do not waste your money getting into something like this, because it will be a waste. I promise you. If you're the other way, you will gain so much in this next year that it's going to make your head spin. And that I can promise you as well. All right, guys. So that's the general gist. Really, I'm just so excited. The last 3 years of doing this has been absolutely fucking epic. What I would say overall is, follow your heart. It'll never lead you in the wrong direction. And so if you're listening to this and you're feeling that like, dude, this would be awesome, then the invitation is to send it, right? Sign up for the waitlist, hop on a call. If you don't feel that, feel no pressure to do that. I don't want anyone coming out and saying, oh, Ryan said I should do this, so I'm going to do it, right? I don't know what's best for you. I can call you forward, but I can't push you forward, right? That's not my intention, and that's not what I do. And so at the end of the day, if you feel this calling you forward, let's have a conversation about how we can make the next year of your life the most transformational, epic year of your life, and the year where you had more fun than any other year of your life. That is what I can promise you. Doing everything I do, I've really been able to unlock a lot of what is truly me, right? And this is what I'm looking to give back to each of you, because my ultimate intention and my ultimate mission in the world, no matter what vehicle I'm doing it through, is to fully be myself to the degree where I can help other people feel safe in their experience of being alive simply by being themselves, all hyphen ways, right? Like that is what we're all craving, is to be able to feel safe around people, to truly be ourselves. Like guys, for any of you that know me in person, I'm a jokester. I'm a jester. Like that's the archetype I live in most of the time. Now, when I'm working with clients, I hold space. I do these things, right? But at the same time, I know when to crack a good joke. For a long time, I thought things like that were immature. I thought I was not going to be successful. I thought I was a goofball, all these things, right? Because I wasn't around people that were able to say, dude, that thing you do is fucking awesome. And so this is what this is going to do for you. Yes, you'll learn all about cannabis. You'll get certified, yada, 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 right? That's amazing. But the true work, the true gem is going to be feeling safer, being yourself, because you know you have community in life. And if you go out into the world and you're your full self and certain people don't receive it, it's okay because you have an amazing community. And at the end of the day, you would never want to go out there and be anything other than yourself, because at that point, you're going to pull people in that aren't exactly right for you. And so again, like this is a lot of what I've learned over the last 3 years and I'm continuing to learn. You know, for me, I'm an educator above all else. And I love to be able to hold space and teach people things and be able to allow other people that resonate with these things to benefit as a result of what I've learned. I like to get my cup overflowing and then pour it out, and then get it back to overflowing and pour it out again. That is the nature of everything I do. And that's the nature of everyone that's going to be in this community. We're going to make sure of it, you know? And so again, guys, I'm super excited. I hope you've enjoyed this. One thing I want to say is just an eternal gratitude for all of you that tune in every week, that give me feedback, that ask me questions about certain guests and, you know, ways in which you can be involved. Like, guys, you are all what makes this possible. That's why this is the first Solocast I've ever done, right? Because the reason I do this, like I said, is for community, is for being able to share with you guys the people that I found that I think are fucking awesome, that have benefited me in some way. And my hope is that they benefit you, because I know how many fucking side quests there are out there and it's overwhelming, right? And so if you resonate with something, right? Like I've resonated with Paul and Aubrey and all these people that crazily enough are now my personal friends, which still boggles my mind, but it all came from following my heart. But the reason I listen to their podcasts is because I know that if Paul Chek recommends someone, I'm going to like them, right? And so my intention is to always show you guys who I've found that's helped me. And you guys are the people that make this possible. That's why I'm so excited to open up this waitlist of this crazy offer, because I want to meet more of you guys face to face. I want you guys to be able to connect. I want you to be able to leverage the network, meet your idols, go out and live your fucking best life. That's why we're all here. And so guys, thank you so, so much for giving me the opportunity to hop on. I know this is a shorter podcast. Again, I didn't want to beat a dead horse. I think I covered everything we need to cover. So guys, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me on Instagram, as always, at The Real Ryan Sprague. Reach out, guys. I love to chat. That's probably why I've had 2 podcasts for so long. You know, one of the other things too that'll be coming in the next couple of weeks on here is we're going to be re-releasing the Highly Optimized podcast. We'll give you more info on that. I won't blow the surprise yet. But guys, head over to highlyoptimized.me. If this feels like a yes in your heart, sign up for it and let's co-create some epic magic together and make 2023 and the first half of 2024 the most epic year of our lives, where we can look back and say, thank God I followed my heart. Because I'm telling you guys, the thing that really haunted me for a long time was knowing that I was always enough, but that I was capable of more, and I was leaving songs unsung within me, as an analogy, right? A metaphor. You know, I was going to bed every night knowing that I wasn't doing what I wanted to do, what my heart truly wanted to do. And now when I go to bed every night, yeah, there are late nights. There's days where I feel off, but I always go to bed going, thank fucking God I took initiative and I took ownership over my life. And so guys, if you resonate with this, let me help you take ownership and show you your own power, because I'm telling you, you are so much more powerful than what that weird voice in your head tries to tell you. And I'm telling you that trying to get somewhere on your own when you're dealing with that, it's like Albert Einstein says, you can't solve a problem from the same level of thinking that created it. Allow us to help you get past that level and see through experience how life can be different. And then we'll back that up with, of course, info and intellect and everything like that. So you can go out and teach other people to do this too. And slowly but surely, we'll turn the entire world on, one person at a time. All right, guys. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Sending all of you love. Head over to that waitlist, sign up. Let's co-create some magic together, and I will see you guys next time around. Peace.